So we took the Shinkansen to Nagoya, and then they put us on the local Kintetsu track in our case, and just keep going. Everyone's getting off at Tsu, getting off at Masaka, wherever they get off. And I'm like the last person on the train. I'm like, where am I going? I just see like farm and mountains off in the distance.
It is an experience like none other. It's an experience of a lifetime.
It was, I really didn't know what I was getting into going into JET.
So JET is an amazing opportunity to go to Japan, to go to another country, to live in another country, to work in another culture and really get to know people.
You really don't know what impact you have on their lives, and a lot of times you won't know until it's time for you to leave, and that's when they come up to you and they will say, you know, I really loved your class and it was because of your class, or it was because of you that I want to study English in university, or I want to do something that I never thought I could do.
I would say the JET program is at least a one-year experience where Americans, in my case Americans or foreigners, have the chance to live and work in Japan, and they're working in the school system, teaching English or offering opportunities for international exchange.
There is no average day. Every day was different.
I would bike to work with my Matsuri, which is essentially a grandma bicycle.
You kind of pass students on the way, and you're kind of riding to school with your students.
Upon entering school, I would take off my shoes and I would put on some slippers.
There's always a morning meeting.
The first thing I would do is just log in, sort of. So I'd take my hanko, my little stamp, and stamp the book to show that I was there.
There'd be a little break, and then 8:30 the first period would start.
I work at 8 different elementary schools.
3 schools, 12 to 15 different schools.
I had about 17 schools.
I would teach 3 to 4 classes.
I had a little stick together, like a stand-up routine.
Performing skits or playing silly games.
The thing I like the most is the interaction with the students, definitely. They just have so much energy.
My students inspire me every single day.
After school, I was really active with the dance club.
I myself played table tennis.
I loved doing drama club. That was probably my favorite.
We loved talking about music. That was the #1 thing.
I was in the small town of Shintotsukawa-cho, Hokkaido.
I was in Mie-ken. I lived in Mie Prefecture.
Hyogo Prefecture.
Kumamoto Prefecture.
Kagoshima Prefecture.
Nagasaki Prefecture.
Fukushima Prefecture. Niigata Prefecture.
I was in a really small rural town, so there was rice fields around where I lived and also around the school.
They were a really great community. I would have even people that I didn't really know that well come up and talk to me.
Everyone was super interested. They were interested in America. They were interested in me. It was something I wouldn't have expected going in there.
The best advice I could give any new JET is don't turn down any invitation. You get invited to do some of the most ridiculous things, but take advantage. You will climb to the top of Mount Fuji, you will plant rice, you will go to an onsen, you will eat the weirdest things, but those are all about these experiences that you're gonna have while in the JET program.
If I could sum up the JET program in one word, I would say revolutionary.
I would say adventure.
Motainai, which means don't be wasteful.
Unforgettable.
Transformative.
Just absolutely amazing.
Sugoi.
Epic.
Excitement.
Life-changing. Life-altering. In Japanese, I would say kizuna.
Ichigo ichie.
Never in my life before or since have I been surrounded by so many people from different countries in one place.
My experience has literally changed my whole life. I feel that any experience you do with a job is opening one door, but the JET program, it was like opening 100 doors at once for me. And I really think that if you go on the JET program, you're going to feel empowered by not just the possibilities of humanity and the ability to find common ground, but also your own personal prospects for the future.
I still talk about JET all the time, and I'm still in love with Japan, and you will fall in love with Japan and the people, and it is the best experience you can ever do for yourself.
Hello, we're the members of Kishin Daiko. We're based in Southern California in West Covina. We've had the honor and the pleasure of performing at the Arizona Matsuri for over 15 years. One of the high points to us in our participation in the Arizona Matsuri is when we parade the festival grounds with the lion dance. This gives us a chance to interact with the participants and the guests. This year, Kishin Daiko celebrates its 40th anniversary. We're looking forward to being able to gather once again at our home base at the East San Gabriel Valley Japanese Community Center in Southern California. We have 3 pieces to present this year. Our first piece is a traditional Japanese lion dance called Shishimai. The Shishimai is performed throughout Japan, mainly in the new year. The appearance of the lion is to bring good fortune to the household. Some of the other symbolic functions of the shishi are to ward off evil, provide prayers for the protection of agriculture, and to enhance harvest festivals. This next piece is Matsuri no Taiko, which means taiko of the festival. It features our koto players. Our final piece is Iwaiuchi, which was modified to be performed from home due to the COVID-19 lockdown.
Welcome to Arizona Matsuri. I'm happy to be a part of great tradition, especially in this pandemic situation. My name is Sunny Seiki. I'm both author and illustrator, and my specialty is introducing new folk tales from all Japan. So far, I've published 4 books: Lucky Cat, Kappa, and Daruma, and Kokeshi. As you know, Japan and the world is getting closer and closer. Lucky Cat turned into Hello Kitty, right? And Kappa is the mysterious, the monster living in the water. They turn into Ninja Turtle. So the world is getting closer and closer. Today's theme is Senbazuru. This is one crane, one origami of the crane. And the crane is being popular in Japan as a mysterious bird because they disappear summertime. They come back with winter time. They migrate. And look at their body. Thin neck, and thin the beak, and long legs. Really mysterious, kind of elegant bird. There's a famous folk tale called Crane Wife. Have you heard that story? Japanese like the elegant story, an elegant figure. An American likes powerful bird, such as eagle. So if American try to make the story, the name will be called the Eagle Wife. But that's another story. So Japanese love to make symbolic stories using animals, birds, even monsters. Have you heard Pokemon, Totoro, or even Godzilla? Today, let us talk about the statue of Lucky Cat, who made and why. Before that, let me introduce you my wife Judy. She'll tell you the story of Senbazuru a little bit more and going to the Lucky Cat. I call Judy. She's a crane wife. She lived in Japan and she knows Japanese culture a little bit more than me.
Thank you, Sunny. So let me talk about the Senbazuru. Sen means 1,000 and Tsuru means the Tsuru crane itself. And there are 1,000 of them. The 1,000 cranes has always been significant in Japan. Around 1600 there was a famous writer who talked about how to fold this with paper. But realistically, people couldn't do it because there wasn't a lot of paper. Until the 20th century, when paper became more popular, people started to fold these cranes. Sunny and I were very fortunate because when we got married 42 years ago, my mother made 1,000 cranes for us. I can't imagine how long it took her, but they're beautiful. You can see them right here. And they were on display at our wedding, and even today we use them at our children's weddings as well. So they symbolize good luck, long life, and each crane represents a prayer. And now what we're going to talk about is the Lucky Cat. The Lucky Cat also has those themes of long life, of happiness, and good luck. So I'd like you now to please sit back and enjoy as we tell you Sunny's story, The Tale of the Lucky Cat. Thank you. The Tale of the Lucky Cat, written and illustrated by Sunny Seiki. A long time ago in Japan, there lived a toy maker named Tokuzo. He was a kind young man who traveled from village to village to sell his toys at festivals. Children loved his toys. Still, Tokuzo was making barely enough money to survive. Someday, he thought, I'm going to create something so unique that everyone will want to have it. The next festival was going to be a big one, and Tokuzo knew that he would be able to sell a lot of toys. So he wanted to hurry to get the best place. He started on his journey, but had no idea that soon his life was about to change. He had just entered a small village when suddenly a frightened cat darted past him. It was being chased by a growling dog. "Oh no, stop!" Tokuzo screamed because he saw an express delivery horse speeding in their direction. He stood helplessly as the horse hit the cat. The accident happened so quickly that the townspeople did not notice the cat at all, but Tokuzo saw that it had been badly hurt. "Maybe I can save it. It's still breathing," he said. He quickly found an inn and carried the cat inside. That night, Tokuzo stayed up late. He wrapped the cat's broken leg and made sure that the bed was warm and clean. "I'll name you Tama, just like the round bell you are wearing," said Tokuzo. The next morning, Tama opened its eyes and seemed to smile. "Good, Tama. I am so relieved. The big festival starts today, but I'm going to stay behind in this small town with you instead. I want to be sure that you get well." The following day, Tokuzo was able to sell a few toys to the village children. With the little money he earned, he bought 2 fish, one for himself and one for Tama. "Tonight we'll celebrate," he thought. He returned to the inn and opened the door. "Tama." However, when he lit the candle, he discovered that Tama had died. The next morning, Tokuzo buried Tama in a grave overlooking the broad countryside. His heart was heavy with grief as he said goodbye. The big festival was almost over, but Tokuzo still had time, so he continued on his journey. Suddenly, the sky grew dark. Rumbling thunder warned that a rainstorm was coming fast. He quickly ran to the closest tree for cover. The rain started to pour harder and harder. As Tokuzo wiped his face, he noticed a cat meowing by the temple gate. It seemed to be inviting him to come inside. Surprisingly, this cat looked like Tama, who had died just the day before. Tokuzo forgot about the rain. He ran toward the cat. "Tama, Tama, is that you? What are you doing here? I thought you were dead." He had almost touched the cat when suddenly... Bam! There was a huge explosion of light and sound. He turned around and gasped. The tree that had protected him from the rain had been split in half by a powerful bolt of lightning. Tokuzo told everyone how a mysterious cat had saved him. The people were amazed at this story. They could not believe it. How did the cat know that lightning was going to strike? And if it was alive, how could it have called you? Tokuzo did not know how to answer. I am sure that cat saved my life, but I have no way to prove it to you. The Osho-san, holding his prayer beads, was listening carefully. Maybe there is some truth here that we cannot explain. Tokuzo, please spend the night with us at the temple so that we can talk about it. He went to the meditation garden to think. Tama saved my life, but nobody believes me. What am I supposed to do next? I should create a statue of this cat so that everybody can share my good luck. He asked the Osho-san for advice. Let me introduce you to Old Master Craftsman. His daughter takes care of him because he is not well. But he is wise and will tell you what you should do. Even though Old Master Craftsman was not feeling well, he was happy to give Tokuzo some advice. Clay is the best material for your statue, and my workshop has everything you will need. You are welcome to stay there. Unfortunately, you will have to work by yourself because I am too sick to help you. When Tokuzo peered into the workshop, his head started to spin. The room was full of tools and clay and pots. Where could he begin? He started to follow Old Master's directions. First, he had to mix the clay. Then, he had to form it into the shape of a cat. Frustrated, he told himself, "These don't look like cats at all." Next, he had to bake the clay. But to start a fire, he had to cut some wood. This was much harder than he had expected. Finally, the clay was baked. Tokuzo reached for the oven door and peered down at his work. He couldn't believe his eyes. Oh, look at my cats! What did I do wrong? His carefully formed statues had cracked and shattered into pieces. He brought his work to Old Master Craftsman. "This can be a splendid cat, young man, but you did not mix the clay well, and the fire was too hot." Tokuzo would not give up. He needed more firewood, so he went back to the tree that had been struck by lightning. He started over again and worked day and night. One fine morning, Old Master was feeling a little better, and he came out to watch. He was impressed by Tokuzo's determination. "Your cats are looking much better. Now, why don't you make the arms swing by hiding a weight inside the body? The cleverest ideas are often hidden behind what the eye can see." Tokuzo loved that idea. "Yes, that will make the cat seem more alive. Thank you so much, Sensei." Now Old Master started to get excited too. A few weeks later, Tokuzo had finally perfected his cats. "Look everyone, I did it! My dream has finally come true." Old Master Craftsman came running from his bed. "Good job! You did it!" His daughter was cheering too. "How wonderful! My father is running without his cane. Tokuzo, your cat has chased his pain away." It happened that Old Master's daughter was a talented painter, so she helped to decorate the statues. "This cat has a whole new life of its own." Tokuzo was thrilled. They named the cat Maneki Neko, which means the cat that invites good luck. Soon, Maneki Neko statues spread all over Japan, and everybody wanted to have one. As time passed, people started to say that a raised right paw brings fortune and the raised left paw invites people and happiness. Osho song. Did Tama really die? Old Master asked. Well, the body can die, but the kokoro lives forever. Therefore, Tama can always remain in our hearts. This story of the Maneki Neko reminds us that a good deed is never lost, and any action can change the future. Even a small kitten might remember what you did, and it might even save your life. But for sure, you will always have a special friend forever and ever. Oh, I hope you enjoyed our presentation and the book. Let me show you. I drew Senbazuru in my book called Yuko-chan and the Dharma Doll. Inside the cover, you can find Senbazuru coming to the story. Senbazuru is really a Japanese cultural icons that to invite healthy, peaceful life. What are you working on here? Oh, I just drew the special coloring page for you. And this one is Lucky Cat. This is Orizuru. And by coloring this, I guarantee you, you get good luck and peaceful life. And where can you get this? Simply download it from the Matsuri website. And if you'd like to see some of Sunny's other coloring pages, go to Sunny Seki's website, sunnyseki.com, and you can find them there. Thank you so much. We hope you are enjoying Matsuri. And is there anything else you'd like to add? Well, I hope I can see you in person for next year, right? 2022. Don't forget. ありがとうございます。Bye. またね。さよなら。
はいはいはい Hey! Dad!
For those who might be interested in Japanese culture, can you please explain what Meifushinkageru is?
こんにちは。私は冥府新影流の大塚康之です。私は創始者である染谷先生の後を引き継いで、2009年に冥府新影流の宗家となりました。宗家というのは代表者のことです。冥府新影流では手裏剣や奮闘鎖などの小型の武器を使った武芸を学びます。小さな武器は威力が限られますが、隠して持ち運ぶことができるので、非常に実践的なのです。
Meifushinkageru uses shuriken. Many people have watched movies or anime depicting shuriken. Here in the US, though, people usually call shuriken ninja stars. So I have a couple questions. 1. In Meifushinkageru, do you throw the star-shaped shuriken? And 2. Are shuriken ninja weapons?
この質問に答える前に、私は欧米では忍者について大きな誤解があることを申し上げなければなりません。欧米で忍者というとバットマンのようなダークヒーローを意味するようです。これが大きな間違いです。そういう忍者の姿は映画やテレビの中にしかありません。それは演出家によって作られた姿です。本来の意味の忍者とはスパイのことです。スパイは隠密活動を任務とします。ですから忍者はヒーローたちのような華やかな活動をしません。敵と戦うのは彼らの主任務ではなく、彼らは戦士ではありません。もし忍者が戦うとしたら、彼の正体がスパイだと露見した時です。つまり彼の任務が失敗した時にだけ彼らは戦います。その時に何かを敵に投げることを彼はしたかもしれない。その場合でもあんな特殊な形をした忍者スターを使うわけがないです。何か身近なものを彼は投げつけたかもしれません。それは石や木の枝や、あるいは地面の砂であったかもしれません。手裏剣術は本来侍が身につけていた技術です。これは機会があるたびに私が言ってきたことです。
Most Americans have probably never heard of Meifushinkageru. I think I heard about Meifushinkageru around 2007 or 2008, and then I first emailed you shortly after that. Is it a well-known martial art in Japan?
武道に興味を持っている日本人はそれほど多くありません。そういう方であっても、柔道、空手、剣道、合気道ぐらいしか知りません。つまり、手裏剣術が存在することさえ、日本ではほとんどの人が知りません。残念ながら、冥府新影流は日本でも有名とは言えないでしょう。ただし、手裏剣術を知る人たちの間では、冥府新影流は世界的に有名です。
Why did you decide to practice Meifushinkageru instead of more popular martial arts like karate, judo, or kendo?
私は染谷先生の生徒になる以前から自己流で手裏剣術を行ってきました。私にとって手裏剣を投げることはごく自然な行為である。同時に大変興味深い趣味でもありました。ある時、私は書店で染谷先生が表した手裏剣術の本を見つけました。その本によって 私は自分が行っていたのが手裏剣術であることを知りました。しかも私のレベルがすでに相当な域に達していることも知りました。その時点で私には柔道や空手など他の武道の選択肢はありませんでした。それは私が大学生の頃のことでした。
What do Japanese people usually say when they discover you teach Shuriken Jutsu?
そういう時に必ず彼らは、ではあなたは忍者なのですかと私に尋ねます。私は必ず彼らの質問を否定します。私は忍者ではありません。
You are the Soke of Meifushin Kaguru. In the United States and many Western countries, people think that a black belt means someone is a master. What is the difference between a Soke and someone who has a black belt?
黒帯を取得するということは、彼の技量が一定のレベル以上であるという証明です。しかし、黒帯を持つことは大まかな目安であり、それにはたくさんのランクがあります。それは単に、彼はもう初心者ではないという意味である場合もあります。彼はまさに先生であるを意味する場合もあります。宗家は黒帯たちを統括し、その流派、スクールを代表するものです。ですから黒帯はそのスクールに何人もいますし、宗家はただ一人です。
Since you are the Soke, the headmaster of the art, does that mean that you have learned everything, or do you still try to become better?
この質問には私は両方ともイエスと答えることになります。私は MSR のすべてを学んでいますし、これからの MSR を育ててもいるからです。
As a student of Meifushin Kaguru myself, some days I feel like I'm doing a good job, and other days my skill seems terrible. I think many people think that a Soke must always be perfect. Do you have good days and bad days with your skills too?
あなたが冥府進化流で良い技量を示せた場合も、ひどい技しかできなかった場合も、あなたは冥府進化流の一員であり、初段の黒帯ランカーです。私は宗家の自分自身についても同じように考えています。私は誰よりも素晴らしい技術を冥府進化流で披露していますが、誰よりも数多く冥府進化流で失敗を経験しました。
There is a lesson that students of Meifushin Kaguru learn. Every student receives a membership card with this lesson written on it, the last lesson of Someya Sensei. Can you please tell us what this lesson means to you?
冥府進化流は単純な戦闘方法の技術体系ではありません。そのことを皆に知ってほしいと思って、私はあの教えを会員証の裏に配置しました。
Do you think there is a difference between practicing Meifushin Kaguru in Japan and other countries?
あなたは国単位で考えていますが、そうではありません。冥府進化流はそれを行う各人によって全て異なる意味を持ちます。
Something that's very interesting about you, and many of your MSR students already know this, but you are also very skilled in origami. I think this is very interesting. I've had the opportunity to meet several Soke and high-ranking teachers of various martial arts in Japan, and they all seem to have developed skills in arts besides martial arts, such as origami, Japanese calligraphy, and music. In the United States or the West, people might consider it unusual for a boxer or a wrestler to dedicate time to folding paper or becoming a skilled painter. Why do you think there is this difference? Or why do you think it is important to practice these other arts?
冥府進化流と折り紙とは直接の関係がありません。同じように禅と剣術とは直接の関係がありません。しかし柳生進化流のように座禅を剣術のトレーニングに取り入れる例があります。禅によって精神を鍛えることの大切さを彼らは知っています。精神の高まりが術を高めることを彼らは知っているのです。折り紙は指先の高知性を高め、精神の 集中力を養います。手裏剣とは直接の関係がなくとも、折り紙を作ることは私にとっては大切な技術であり、稽古です。
How has Meifushin Kaido training been in Japan since COVID?
去年の4月から5月にかけては、東京のメイフシン会流は全面的に活動をストップしました。それはやむを得ないことでした。去年の6月からはほぼ以前と同じようにトレーニングができています。今年の冬になって COVID-19 の勢力が増しました。そのために1月のトレーニングは何回かキャンセルされています。
The COVID numbers in Arizona have been some of the highest in the world. Right now we're number one in the world as we're recording this. How has Japan been doing?
日本は世界の中では感染が少ない国の一つだと思います。
When I lived in Japan, a long time before COVID arrived, I often saw people wearing masks. There seems to be a culture in Japan that masks are acceptable. Japan didn't have to change their culture to wear a mask for COVID. In the US, though, some people feel uncomfortable wearing masks. Some people feel like it's restricting their freedom, and others feel like it isn't healthy to wear a mask because they think it restricts their oxygen. How do you feel about wearing a mask? Does it bother you?
日本には相当以前、多分明治の頃からマスクの文化がありました。日本人はマスクをしたからといって自分が自由を束縛されたとは思いません。私たちはそれを感染症に対する防具と考えて受け入れています。
Does the Japanese government make people wear masks? Is there pressure from Japanese society? Or are there other reasons Japanese wear masks?
日本でマスクをすることについては、政府には強制力はありません。政府は私たちにお願いする、あるいは勧めるだけです。私たちは自分がマスクをしないことで他人に不安感を与えるのを避けたいと思っています。私たちがそういう気持ちを持つことを圧力だとあなたが感じるのだとしたら、日本には社会的な圧力があるでしょう。
Recently, the vaccine for the COVID virus has started to be given to people here in Arizona. Hopefully, COVID will not be a problem much longer. But what advice do you have for students of Japanese martial arts for 2021?
無事の毎日を続けてください。あまり先のことを考えずに、一日ずつ感染しない日を続けてください。武道の稽古と同じです。ペースを保って自分を守り続けなさい。あなたが感染しなければ、この最悪はそれだけ早く終わるのです。不幸にもすでに感染してしまった方には、十分な手当てが施されることと、あなたが速やかに回復することを祈ります。あなたが回復すれば、この最悪はそれだけ早く収束するのです。
Do you have any words or advice to people in Arizona who are viewing this virtual Matsuri?
私は本来の日本の祭りについてお話をします。日本の祭りとは、人々を解放するものでした。日本では祭りの期間は、様々な制約が緩和されます。少々の無礼な振る舞いも、祭りの期間は許されたのです。祭りの間、人々は神様と一体化しました。神様と一緒だから様々な振る舞いが許されたのです。祭りで日本人は神様と自分が非常に近しいものであることを体感していたのです。あなたがこの祭りを楽しむことが神々の願いであると私は信じます。アリゾナの皆さんにも日本の神々の助けがありますように。どうもありがとう。
Konnichiwa. My name is Mari Kaneta, and I'm the choreographer and director of Suzuyuki Kai, traditional Japanese dance group in Tucson and Phoenix. We have enjoyed being part of Matsuri for over 30 years and are very excited to participate in this year's virtual Matsuri. Suzuyuki Kai would like to express sincere appreciation to committee members and the volunteers who work so hard each year to make Matsuri a very successful event. We would like to specially acknowledge Doris Asano, who retired last year, and Kelly Moore, who still leads the committee. Thank you for both of your dedication and effort you have put in since the beginning of Matsuri. I would also like to mention Ted Namba and Masako Takiguchi. The hard work and love you put in won't be forgotten. Last but not least, thank you to all of you whose support and interest for our culture, which keeps Matsuri going forward. We hope we can see all of you in person next year.
輝きもぬくもりもこの胸に息づいてる一つずつ糧となり僕の命になる過去から未来へ扉を開いて足跡はどこまでも続いてくかけがえない時間を共に生きいつも心はつながってるたとえ遠く離れていようとも忘れないよこの想い With love きらめいた奇跡たち古の勇者たちも君と今ここにいる鮮やかなままにこの響かせ震える想いは新しい時をまた刻んでゆくずっと僕らは同じ道行けることを信じてる
play. But it was too rainy outside today. The worst thing for such a lively cube is sitting bored inside, asking, what can Tofu do? Why don't you paint a picture? Mom passed him a brush. Tofu drew a big warm sun and felt a happy rush. He splashed a galaxy of nuggets across the buttermilky stars. And Mom came back with a yummy snack, and they had a picnic break on Mars. Tofu hung his colorful art, but wished the sky would just turn blue. Oh, why am I still stuck inside? What can Tofu do? How about a dance party? Dad dropped him a beat. Mom put on a light show. And Tofu moved his feet. He did the strawberry shake and the honey hula too. He grooved till he was sweet and smooth and spun until he flew. Dancing time was very fun, but our little cube had deja vu. Still stuck inside? What can Tofu do? Why not play a video game? Suggested Tofu's cat. So he picked up a controller and began to do just that. To win a veggie victory, he had to chop an evil onion, then swing across a spicy swamp to escape from stir-fried dungeon. Dinner! When dinner was done, the rain had cleared, and Tofu smiled because he knew tomorrow would be another great day. There's so much Tofu can do.
Hiroshima. This city is known around the world, and it is fully surrounded by rich nature. But there is one more thing that it's famous for. Traditional soul food, okonomiyaki. But what is okonomiyaki? It's very simple to cook. You choose the things you like and grill it. There are two main types of okonomiyaki. The great thing about Hiroshima's okonomiyaki is it uses a lot of vegetables and it is healthy. Hiroshima style uses a lot of cabbage, green onions, bean sprouts, eggs, tempura bits, strips of pork. You can get all of the nutrients you need in one dish. And it is also low in calories. Kansai style. Kansai style is mixed okonomiyaki. You just mix the vegetables and seafood and grill it. And you often see it in Japanese homes. It's very popular. Okonomiyaki used to be a snack for kids. But from the mid-20th century, the ingredients that was used started to be rich, and it had changed from snack to a dish and was widely loved around Japan. Now, there are over 18,000 okonomiyaki restaurants in Japan, and it is also spreading around the world. The trick to make this okonomiyaki an art is the sauce. Hearing voices from the restaurants, we came up to a sauce that has the perfect taste and also the thickness. Tofuku sauce is the pioneer of okonomiyaki sauce, and it has the top share in the world. The sauce uses over 20 spices and various vegetables and fruits. Not only having high nutritive value, it is also low salinity and uses no oil. And the secret flavor that is used for the taste is dates.
お好み焼きの食材は世界各国どこでも手に入るっていうことですね。これは日本だけの食べ物じゃなくて、世界に通用するナチュラルフードだと私は思ってますね。
Friends, family, couples, where people gather around, there's okonomiyaki.
In the world of tea, there has been a culture called kuchikiri no chaji for a very long time. Spring, freshly ground tea leaves are picked and stored in a teapot. Summer. The pot is stored in a cool place to mature over time. The leaves are left alone to mature until autumn. And winter finally arrives. The seal of the pot is cut open and the matcha is prepared by grinding the leaves using a millstone. By letting the leaves mature, the bitterness is lifted to acquire the delicious, mellow taste of the kuchikiri matcha. The old culture of enjoying seasonal matcha has remained over many generations and still continues to this day. Itoen.
Japanese seasons. Yu-Gi-Oh!
Behind the Mask takes us back to the beginning of Matsuri. My name is Kelly Moore, and I served as an unofficial advisor to the Behind the Mask Japanese Festival, which evolved into the Matsuri we know today. I've been on the Matsuri steering committee ever since those beginning days. Behind the Mask was a semester-long program sponsored by ASU Center for Asian Studies that presented seminars and introduced the religions, politics, economics, and culture of Japan. I remember going to the MU at ASU to listen to Ambassador Robert Ingersoll speaking about Japan's industrial challenge to America, a common topic of the day for people interested in Japan. One of the events connected with Behind the Mask was a festival. Japan-related groups such as the JACL, Japanese American Citizens League, and the Japan America Society were invited to participate. I was with the Japan America Society, and we wanted to pass out information on our group. It was a much different affair than recent Matsuris. We, as did all the other participants, set up card tables and folding chairs brought from home. There was some entertainment under the lath house. I remember some ladies doing a folk dance. There was some singing. 1 or 2 martial arts demonstrations, and 1 taiko performance, a kimono fashion show, and some children who studied under the Suzuki method of music serenaded the audience with Sakura Sakura on their violins. There might have been 5 food vendors. My favorite was a private individual who set up a Weber that he brought from home and grilled teriyaki chicken. He called himself De Besos, which translates as an outer belly button. Nobody knew what to expect of the event, but everyone was shocked when it was all done because between 3,000 and 4,000 people had visited. Mr. Yaz Ariza, a member of the JECL and the Japan America Society, said that with that kind of success, another Matsuri had to be celebrated. A committee was formed, and a year later, that committee put on a bigger and better festival. We still had to bring our own card tables, however. The Matsuri only grew from there. Recent average attendance is estimated at more than 75,000 people. Even in 2020, when record rains hit Arizona, tens of thousands of people braved the elements to visit Matsuri. The Matsuri is regularly listed in the top 10 of cultural festivals in America. In 2011, the Japanese government awarded the Matsuri with a commendation promoting friendship with Japan and celebrating Japanese arts, music, and culture. I know that many people have been to every Matsuri. I see many of them every year. We may not know each other's names, but we always greet each other. We won't see each other during this year's virtual Matsuri, but I look forward to Matsuri 2022. Hopefully, the Besos will be there as well.
来ました。で、なんとファイナルに残させていただきまして、こんないい時間に踊らさせていただいております。今までの10年の思いを込めまして、皆さんと共有するこの時間、全力で踊りたいと思います。それでは侍気をつけい、観客の皆さんに礼。
天下無双の白崎の城羽ばたく勇士世界に誇る激しく踊れやロイザンガールみんなでやるって決めたやろ輝き放つ若武者の青春かけてこの踊り今この時同志と共に舞のてっぺん夢舞台みんなで叫べ Are you ready?
日の暮れたこのいい時に私たち侍が全身全霊を捧げて踊ります。さあ
それでは侍の皆さんありがとうございました。
ですからやってまいりました侍でございます。最後のこのステージで踊るためにうちの5歳児も今日足パンパンだから頑張って踊ってきました。最後の踊り応援してやってください。侍気をつけ観客の皆さんに礼。お願いします。今日最後の戦国連舞踊らさせていただきます。構え 正義でときめきを本当に温かい拍手ありがとうございます。ありがとう、イエイ、ありがとうございました。サムライプッシュありがとうございました。
おめでとうございました。なお、明日から
幸せの宴を
The next song that we're going to do for you is called Nebuta Daiko. Nebuta is a Matsuri, or festival, that happens in the prefecture of Aomori, in the northern part of the Honshu, the largest island of Japan. If you look up Nebuta Matsuri, you'll see that the festival features these huge lighted floats that are painted really intricately, made of wood and wire, and they're lit so that at night in the city streets, when they're pulling them through the city, there are these huge lit sculptural floats that go through, and there'll be thousands of people dancing and chanting and playing different instruments. So this song is a tribute to that festival, and if you ever get to go, I hope that there'll be thousands of people chanting and dancing with you. This particular version was brought to us by our friend Moko Igarashi, who's a teacher in Tokyo. It begins with a chant, or a kakegoi. Kakegoi means to shout using your voice. The other kind of vocalizing that we do is called kiai, which is very similar to martial arts. That it means to bring forth, to meet, so your spirit is meeting as you bring it forth. Without further ado, you're going to hear us doing some yelling. If you're listening along, you can try chanting with us too. We do a call and response, so you yell on the response part with them. Nebuta Daiko. The next song that we do is called Matsuri. Matsuri means festival, and if you go to Japan, you'll see that there are hundreds of festivals every year. There's festivals for fall, there's festivals for summer, there's harvest festivals, there's cherry blossom festivals, there's ancestor festivals. What we've done with Matsuri is we've put together several festival rhythms that you might hear if you were to go to Japan and kind of put them together into a Festival 101 rhythm sampler. So Matsuri is a very happy song. I think you saw in Nebuta Daiko, there were a couple people playing what we call the matoi, which are these poles with the fringe on them. And those are from the old days. The fire companies would have these matoi, and their company logo would be on the matoi, and they'd have these very nimble members of their fire troops that would climb on top of the burning building and balance and hold the matoi up high, and whoever got to the top first and stayed up there, that company holding their company logo, that company would get paid for putting out the fire. So you'll see some people dancing with the matoi in the back for the second part of this song, Matsuri.
They stab, draw the blade out, clean it. They point the blade down in case the enemy gets up. Put the blade away. This is a different way of doing it. This is called zanshin, being aware of your surroundings. So even though the man is gone, they're still keeping an eye out for another attack of some sort. Welcome to Kenshin Dojo. I'm Bob Corello, the head instructor. We're going to show you just a little bit of Iaido. Iaido is a non-combative sport. This particular art is over 400 years old. Kyle, one of our students, is going to just demonstrate a very simple technique called Shomen Maku. They're all very different. There are always 4 parts to Iaido. 1, 2. There's only so many dojos to choose from. The third one is cleaning the blade. Practice is what you make it. Practice is what you make it. And the fourth is putting the sword away. This is very unique because we don't look at the mouth of the scabbard. We put the sword away without looking. There are many, many techniques, but this is the first basic one you encounter.
Hello, this is Ralph from Arizona, JKA. We are here in 6326 7th Street, and we want to show you today a regular training session with Kihon, which is the basics, a little kumite in a distance, and also with kata, performed by certain people, maybe also with group. And we would like to give you an overview and how that works. And we would be glad to receive you here. We have a very safe training only for you, because nobody is here. I will have no mask, but usually we train with mask, and we train very careful. We would be happy that you join us. We are a non-profit organization, and we are looking forward to see you. From here, big introduction. Left and forward, touches, should go in. Okay. Quick touches, should to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Someone's at the last punch here. Jordan finish it. Very good. Better do it the other way. One, 2, 3. And backward. 60. Oh, you see control. 1, 2, 3. Forward. Triple punch. 3本する。1, 2, 3. Backwards. I get the Japanese. 1, 2, 3. 4. Stroke. Shoulder. Kiba rushing. So, and forward. 1. Yes. 2, 3. Backward. Push you with the Japanese. 1, 2, 3. Forward. Shoulder. And change same introduction, look to it. 1, 2, 3. Get back now. Push you over there, backwards. 1, 2, 3. Forward. Keep practicing with it. Yes. Copy with it. My day. 3 times. 1, 2, 3. My day. Change direction. My day. 1, 2, 3. 2 more. 4. Okay. Facing the mirror side. In Kibarachi. Forward. Yoke down. 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Yoke down the same way. Other direction. 1, 2, 3. You look at it at 3 times. Side thrusting. 1, 2, 3. Kumite, that's the first session of how to do karate in the standard position, standard fighting procedures or standard fighting. So what we do there is, because the team in the middle is our two brothers, they are belonging to the same household, they can go close distance. The other two teams, actually those two are already vaccinated. They could almost go, but to be safe, not yet. And those two are not in the same household. On the right side, the ladies. So we go Gohan Kumite on the 3 steps. Well, actually, somewhat Kumite, 3 steps. Okay. Kihan Kumite is 1 step forward. Okay. Street side, stepping back your right leg. Drill. Shoulder. Drill. Drill. Shooter. Step. Go ahead. On your feet. And back. Mind you. Okay, change sides. Middle side, step back right leg. Ready? One after the next one. Joda, Chuda, Maide, Kakomi, and Mawashi. Ready? Very good, guys. So the more you advance in karate, the technique is becoming more difficult. The last one was Kihon Kumite, one technique with announced technique. Now it is semi-freestyle, Jiho Kumite. The opponent goes in free fighting position and they are knowing the techniques the same as before. The difference is that the attacker can attack at any time and the defender has to defend and react to this. He knows what technique is coming, but he does not know when it is coming. And that's in preparation until we come into the black belt. Okay? Ready? Zero Kumite. Jodan Shuda, Maide, Yokogiri, and Mawashi. And in Kamai position. Hajime? And go. Now we're going to do freestyle. And freestyle means these two people, because they are the same household, they are brothers, they are allowed to do that in the time right now. Later, when we think everyone is vaccinated, it's going to be a difference. And we hope they are that soon. In this case, freestyle, we are collecting points. We're collecting the full point, which is the big one, or a half point, Matsuri. There are 4 side judges, and there is a main referee in the middle. And they are starting the fight, and then we see what's coming out of that. Alright? So, step out the ring, please. So I have 2 judges showing a point here. So to give you a warning, that was a too low kick, right? So that is a guy about his knee level in that area. So Akadeo 2. So we did that. So this was 2 points, and those 2 points is enough in order for win to stop the fight. You guys want to do another one? Just change the sides. Yes? Just change the sides. Same thing like that. Okay? Okay? That means stepping into the ring. Then the announcement is 2-1. 2-1. Don't try to dig down and then quickly fall. Okay, so our second more technique. Sit here. Relax. After our air Good, thank you. That was free fun. Thank you. So we are a team of brown girls performing a kata called Matsuri. This is the kata of the D4 exam. And 2 ladies and 1 gentleman, they are performing for us the kata Matsuri. You all ready? Matsuri. Matsuri. やめ
掃除おじい始め
But this is the same way that always we are having a ceremony to finish the class.
Sit down!
People watching us, thank you for watching us. We hope that you join us at 6326 North 7th Street. We are dojo open 7 days a week. We have a lot of classes to offer and very good instructors. Thank you very much.
Nomuracho is a small rural town passionate about sumo wrestling. Every November, they have the only regular tournament attended by both amateur and professional wrestlers. It takes place at the Otoi Sports Hall, and so this song is called Otoi Zumo. It contains some of the classic sumo movements. The local taiko players gifted it to our founder when she taught English in Japan. Many of us have been fortunate enough to visit and experience the warm hospitality of the townsfolk. We always play this piece with gratitude to them. When Esther Vanderkar brought taiko to Arizona, her first student, already an accomplished music teacher, lent into its jazz roots and produced a cheerfully iconoclastic piece called yucca, floor. You will see we put down boards because we don't want to dirty the tips of our sticks and then spoil the heads of the drums. I still remember how surprising and joyful this piece was the first time I saw it. Uzushio means whirlpool. The inland sea of Japan has such narrow straits that twice a day the rushing tides cause massive whirlpools. These are easily big enough to drag down a wooden ship or throw it onto nearby rocks. 400 years ago, the Clan Ito Navy knew these waters much better than their opponents and would lure them to their doom. Feel the hard work and close coordination of the opposing ship's crews as they work their heavy craft in the rapidly accelerating water. Uzushio. Modern taiko ensemble drumming was started in the early 1950s by Daihachi Oguchi, a Japanese musician trained in the Western jazz tradition. That is why it is mostly lively, multi-part music. Our founder's teacher, Mr. Miyagawa, in Matsuyama, in 2009 passed on this piece by the artist Fukushima. It is very true to the modern tradition. We love its cheerful, bouncy energy. Here is Ranbu.
You have been watching the 2021 Virtual Arizona Matsuri. Thank you for participating with us this year online. We hope that you have enjoyed watching the many videos about Japan. I'm Beverly Washachek, one of the steering committee members. Please check out our raffle if you have not purchased any tickets yet. Buy some now if you live in Arizona. They start at just $1 and give you the opportunity to win a round-trip ticket to Japan donated by Japan Airlines, or maybe you'll win 2 domestic round-trip tickets donated by American Airlines. I would like to take a minute to thank some key people who made this year's festival possible. Mrs. Eileen Morgan, in her 3rd year as co-chair and also the Taiko stage coordinator, has worked tirelessly to bring all the parts of the Arizona Festival together. Ms. Chiquia Johnson, in her 2nd year as a co-chair and the merchandise vendor coordinator, has supported our vendors as they provided their videos to us. And Mr. Kevin Uehara, who is in his 1st year as a co-chair, has worked so hard to help with all the logistics of bringing this festival together. The 3 co-chairs have guided the rest of the steering committee members, and all of us as a team have worked to put on a virtual festival for you to enjoy. It has been quite a learning curve for us and for our vendors. We would also like to sincerely thank Consul General Muto of the Japanese Consulate in Los Angeles for his strong support. Thank you for participating today. We look forward to having you join us again tomorrow. See you in the morning. Sayonara.